we continued on, and then we arrived. Pilot, they will hover and get as close to the building as they can. I jump out and then try and direct people in, and then the helicopter leaves and I stay behind. And while I was waiting, they said to me, "We need your help, because here we are up on the roof, but down below in a canoe was an elderly lady. She was too frail to walk, and then a young teenage girl who was incredibly sick. She had suffered severe wounds, and for days she was now lying in a plastic basin inside this little canoe. And just to get it's roof level, just to get them from the water up into the roof a few meters, it was quite a challenge, So here you met with all these different things, and you forget about those that are frail and that are weak, that can't just climb up a tree, or can't just climb up a roof. So with the help of the people on top of the roof, we were able to improvise a little rope system, some equipment I brought with, and get them up, and then get those people immediately to prioritize them to get them to care. So those are the experiences, and like I said before, these people in a rush are having to leave everything in their life behind. And imagine you must leave your house. What do you take with you? All right. So you just have a small bag. Two of the locals, out of their own capacity, took time off work, took money out of their own lives to assist, to rally people together, to get sponsors, to help deliver food, to organize shelter. And it's those kind of things that really help uplift your spirit and give you motivation to go on to do the work we do. So that's kind of just a bit of an idea of how things were on the ground. But just to say that it really was vast, and the extent was unbelievable. So our hearts do go out to the Mozambican people, and we do hope that they can recover. And sorry, sir, from the SABC, just to your question about asking what they need, something did just occur to me as well. It's not just resources like helicopters, fuel, water, medicines, aid, but it's also cooperation. So if we're trying to get aid from South Africa through the border, across roads, we need all the services to work together. We need border management, we need the local authorities, we need everyone to cooperate, and for people to understand that there's people that are starving, that are in need. So please, work together to help everyone. Thank you.
Then, just to answer the question about the regional cooperation, you're going to have to stop me, I like talking, but to go back to the sustainability, I said earlier, we have to create sustainability. The only way we're going to do that is through partnership, which was mentioned. And I think it's important to mention that Rescue South Africa is a tool in the tool shed, and we're looking to position ourselves to work with entities like UJ. We've got Standard Bank involved, where they're funding a project where we are educating to the communities on water safe principles, what to do and what not to do. Education is fundamental. There's also the need to teach people to swim. It doesn't matter, you can teach them theoretically how to get from one place to another. If they're in a house here, but they've got to go to a barn down there, and they can't get there because they're scared of the water. So education is fundamental. To talk about the regional cooperation, I think it's a clear-cut, clean line, black and white. We are mandated to help South Africa first. As an NGO, PPO, we are expected and required to help South Africa first. Through the National Disaster Management Centre and their heads of the department and office, we contacted them to inform them of our availability. They informed us that they had the resources required. Secondary to South Africa is our neighbours, where we put our hand up through the UN to say that we're available. The Mozambican government had requested assistance. They needed technical search and rescue skill sets, which we have plenty of in this country, to which we deployed them. But as Xavier's just said, it's fundamental that we have cooperation in place and we have partnerships. And those are all done in advance. If the partnerships and agreements are not in place in advance, nothing will happen. Everything will happen too slow. And responding to flooding, you are too late. You've got to be proactive, and you've got to put things in place before the water starts to rise. Unfortunately, in Africa, the skill set and the awareness of water is not there. The fear is a massive component. There was a little boy that I just heard that died because he was scared of the water, and fear overcame him. And that's one of the principles that the university teaches. Drowning happens, one, because of fear and panic. We need to overcome that, and it's a systematic issue that has to be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As indicated earlier, we're still going to have a one-on-one if there's a need, because again, I'm looking at my time right now. But maybe before I give to the VC to do a parting shot and then obviously hand over to Prof. Craig, is there another question that I've missed? Okay. All right. Before then, I hand over to the VC, then Prof. Craig will then hand over to Prof. N. And I just wanted to ask one question. Are you going back?
So I think maybe just from a Rescue South Africa stance, we are always ready, we're always available, and when the call is there, we will go. But to do that, we've got to have the partnerships in place, we've got to have the clearance and authorization. I had to contact Professor Lambert to get Connor and Xavier released in order to go. The sad and scary part is the cyclone season, and the peak of it is just arriving. The water has saturated as it has already, so if more water comes, it's going to flood, and there's going to be a need again, and it's going to happen more frequently. These instances used to happen once every 10 years. They're now happening annually and increasing in the impact and exposure.
Thank you. I think I don't really want to say too much more. I think I would, however, like to ask my executive dean, who was busy at the hospital but has joined us. Thank you, Prof. Tamani. Would you like to close and just say a few words as our dean?
Good afternoon. My name is Eni Timani. I'm the executive dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences. I would like to thank you for coming. And seeing what we do at the university. I think last week Friday, Prof. Mpedi called me and just checking in. It's a nice boss. And say, how are you doing? And he asked me, how are the deployed colleagues? And I said, they've not heard anything, but they were sending information through. But I think what is important for us at the university is around societal impact and what we do. And I think Faculty of Health Sciences stands at the core of societal impact with the partnerships that we have, Rescue SA and other universities. And I think also we've opened the Rescue Center. It was an exciting moment. We didn't think that we will do this. This is not the first time that the rescuers are doing this. I don't know if they've indicated that. They did, because I was not a dean then. I was just an HOD, revised dean, I can't remember where. But the importance of doing rescue is at the core of our heart and societal impact. So I'd like to thank you, Keleboha, Ngibonga kakhulu, and thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our program. So outside there will be a colleague who will be willing to take the one-on-ones should those be available. Thank you very much, and thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.